Hi class, how you guys doing? Hey, I want to do this video to help you guys out with the image search process. A couple of emails I've received. One email, basically the emails indicate that there's no problem finding 72 PPI images, but finding 300 PPI images is problematic. And one of the things that you're going to find in some of the free image sites is that the images will come in at 72 PPI, but the dimensions are quite large. And I'm going to show you how to use those images. Those images can be used indeed. A couple of words on the image search process itself. Now, back in the checking in week one, checking in video, I left all of these free image sites here, and each one of these has access to some free images that you can use for your course project. Now, finding them is not quite as easy as it sounds. It is time consuming. So, plan on spending some time with the image search process. It can be quite time consuming. Quite typically, the image search process is a very time consuming process. So if you find yourself spending a lot of time looking for images, it's perfectly normal. Now, as I said, you go to these image sites, right? And you might find a suitable image, but you open it up and you say, oh, gosh, it's 72 PPI, I can't use it. That's not true. You can feasibly use it if the dimensions are big enough. And this should all be a review from your reading this week for week 2 in the textbook, specifically the areas regarding resampling images. Now, what does resampling mean? What does resampling mean? Okay, so basically, we look at pixel resolution. Okay, we have 72 PPI and we have 300 PPI. That PPI indicates pixels per inch. So just by sheer numbers, we see 72 pixels per inch is going to be, those pixels are going to be a lot larger than 300 pixels per inch, right? Those smaller pixels make for a smoother image. So if you zoom into your images and you see those little squares, that's called pixelization, and that's an image you don't want to use. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This image, let me open this image in Photoshop, and you'll see what I mean. I want to show you what pixelization is and how to check an image to see if it's a high quality image. Okay, so we look at this image at first glance, we say, okay, I should be able to use this, right? Then we go to image size. We see it's a 7.2 at 4.8 at 72 PPI. So let's go ahead and zoom in here a little bit. I want to show you what pixelization looks like. See those little squares? See how unclear, how really badly damaged this image is? That's pixelization. That's indicative of low resolution. That's indicative of low quality, and I do not recommend using images that look like this when you zoom in. See all that artifact, all that noise right down there? That's all compression noise. It's all indicative of low quality images. So I would not recommend using an image that looks like this. The next example I want to show you is an image that I picked up from a free image site. And let's go ahead and take a look at it. Okay, let's take a look at this. Now I'm opening these. Well, I'm going to just open it. Let me just open it in preview first so you can see it. Okay, there's one. And then here's another one. And as I said, I just opened these in preview, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the JPEG that I downloaded from the free image site, and I'm going to open it in Photoshop. So let's shoot down to Photoshop right there. Now, this looks like a pretty good image, right? And just for comparison's sake, let's go back over there and open this guy so we can see. All right, so in this image here, well, I'm going to open that in Photoshop so we can get a fair comparison, right? So let's open that guy in Photoshop, and as we zoom in, we see that mess, right? No good. Let's go to this image. Let's try zooming in here. Hey, look how clear that is. Wow, that's beautiful. We can really get in there and see we got some great quality going on there. So this image seems like we can use it, all right? This one, not so much. Let's get rid of that. All right, so this image we'll use. There's 2 different ways we can prepare this image for our magazine ad. The first is this. Let's take a look at this and let's say, all right, now I want to check the size of this. So let's go to image. I'm across at the menu across the top of the screen, the Photoshop menu. I'm going to go to image, image size, okay? And we see that this is indeed 72 PPI. Well, darn it, I need a 300 PPI image. Is all lost? Absolutely not. Take a look at the width and the height. This is 35 by 22. The dimensions are enormous. That is telling me, and theoretically it should be telling you, that at that we look at pixels and pixels per inch, 72 pixels per inch, 300 pixels per inch, we see that 72 pixels per inch here, the width and height is 35 by 22. So if we resample, we can change this to 300 ppi, and we're going to get the same quality, but the image is going to get much smaller, which is fine, right? So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to make sure you do not click resample right there. And let's go over here and change 72 in the resolution to 300. Okay, it's important that you do not click resample. Leave that unchecked, all right? We change that to 300, we see now we're at 8 by 5 by 5.3. So let's okay that. Let's see what happens. Okay, 8.5, 5.3. We still have really good quality, right? So now this is a usable 300 ppi image. Let me revert this and show you another way to use this image. Let's revert that back to its original state. And right now, I want to show you another way. So what we can do here is, so once we have that, that last one was set at 300 ppi, right? Now you can go ahead and place that in Illustrator, and you might resize it to fit the magazine ad, right? Which is 8.5 by 11. So if you take your crop tool at this point, and this is a really neat trick, 8 by 10 for the magazine ad, let's say. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my crop tool right here. In the crop tool, you've got these presets right here. I've got mine set. Right here, you have these presets, okay? And you can just click ratio. I'm sorry, you can click width by height by resolution, okay? Put 8 here, 10 here, and 300 ppi there. Then you can move that image around in the background. And this is the crop window. This shows you what the image is going to look like. So, okay, I want 8 by 10 at 300 ppi. Let's get that palm tree in there. Okay, that's looking fantastic, right? I'm just going to come right over here and I'm going to click this check mark. Whoops. I'm going to click this check mark right up here, and that's going to effectively crop that image, okay? Now, this image is ready to use because it's 8 by 10 at 300 ppi. Let's go across the menu across the top of the screen. Image size, 8 by 10 at 300 ppi. Okay, we come to our zoom tool. Let's zoom in, make sure the quality, yep, quality's looking really good. All right, so let's Command 0, get that back to full. Now we can place this file, this image right into Illustrator in an 8 by 10 file size in Illustrator, and this could be your background image for your work, all right, for your ad. And then at that point, all you would do is come over here and add your headline. Whoops, didn't want to do that. You know, add your headline, your subhead, your body copy, logo, your location, and that image will work perfectly. So, in summary, what I'm saying is that when you do find an image that is 72 ppi, if the dimensions are large enough, you can either A, resample it to 300 ppi, or change the resolution to 300 ppi, which will reduce the file size. Then you can crop it the way you want and prepare it for placement in the Adobe Illustrator file for your magazine ad. Or you can just come right up here to the crop tool, set your width by height by resolution to 8 by 10 at 300 ppi. Go ahead and the crop window will open. You can move the image to find the most suitable crop. Click the check mark, and that image is now okay and ready for placement in the magazine ad. Okay, guys. Now I hope this makes sense. And again, I just want to reiterate, the image search process can be quite time consuming. So don't get frustrated, just keep working on it and employ these techniques that I just showed you. Crop at 8 by 10 at 300 ppi, or resample the image, change the resolution if the image is big enough. And the whole thing has to do with this, guys. The main thing here is this. Let me just show you something here. Let's just crop that guy. The main thing is this, guys. The main thing is zoom in and make sure that you don't have pixelization, as we saw in that other image. Okay, and that should do it, guys. If you have any questions at all, or if you're having difficulty in the image search process, please let me know. I'll be glad to clarify anything that comes up. But try these techniques. These will work perfectly for you. All right, guys. Thank you very much.